So the Triton 500 is Acer's new thin and light powerhouse gaming laptop, and even though it's still a little gamery looking, it's way more toned down than pretty much every other Acer gaming laptop. I mean, it's a sexy little minx. Now, the spec config I was sent for review includes an Intel i7-8750H, an RTX 2080 Max-Q, 16 gigs of RAM, and a Western Digital 512 gig NVMe SSD, complete with blazing fast read and write speeds. The case is aluminum, and we've got a bunch of blue accenting throughout, along with that light up Predator Transformer logo that screams gamer. Personally, I prefer what Lenovo does with their Legion logo, which is super subtle, or even how MSI does it with just a tramp stamp. But hey, if you're cool breaking out Optimus Prime just to check your emails or browse the web while at a coffee shop or park bench, I mean, more power to ya. Nothing crazy here for I/O. There's 3 USB 3.1 ports, HDMI, network, a couple of audio jacks, mini display port, and a single Thunderbolt 3 port. I really like the 1080p display on this laptop because we're working with 144 Hz refresh rate, 3 millisecond response time, and G-Sync. My real only complaint is that it doesn't get quite as bright as its competitors at only 273 nits max brightness, below the 300 nits standard that we all sort of expect. Like usual, there's 2 speakers on the bottom, and this time they're just average at best. Pretty underwhelming audio quality, pretty disappointing max volume. Just wear headphones. The trackpad's been great. It's a ClickPad style trackpad with built-in left and right mouse buttons. It's running Windows precision drivers, the size is good, and the glide feels nice. I really like the keyboard for the most part. Like, functionally speaking, I really dig typing and gaming on it. We're working with a nice deep 1.7 millimeter travel distance. The keys feel nice to type fast on, but I'm not a fan of the gamery font, and I don't like the look of the partly diffused blue keys. But like I said, it's still a fairly gamery looking laptop, so it goes with the rest of the aesthetics. I do, however, like the dedicated hotkey to launch the Predator Sense app, which is where you'll customize the RGB backlighting. Although, to cut manufacturing costs, they've limited it to zone lighting, not per key lighting again. But while in here, you can also play with the GPU overclocking, fan controls, get a system overview, and a couple other things I couldn't care less about. There's also a handy dandy little turbo button that maxes out the fan speeds and overclocks the GPU to its max overclockable setting, which I used the shit out of because it's just so convenient. Now, taking off the bottom panel is easy. Upgrading anything beyond that point, not so much. You pretty much just get access to the fans for cleaning, wireless card, and the 82 watt-hour battery. Swapping out the RAM or storage drives is a complete ordeal, with completely removing the motherboard to get to what you want on the other side, so that sucks. And battery life for me has been slightly above average for a gaming laptop, giving me around 5 hours at about 80% brightness when just doing basic everyday things. Now, stress testing showed me that Acer did a pretty swell job with cooling, because I didn't get any thermal throttling with the fans on auto, and CPU temperatures kept a decent average of 88 degrees Celsius, with GPU temps leveling out at 74 degrees. Unfortunately, power limit throttling does limit the max boost clock speeds to an average of 3.3 gigahertz, but still not bad. Now, smashing that turbo button, which I did for the rest of my testing, because, you know, more power, not much, but more. Cranking those fan speeds to max with cooler boost didn't appear to do anything for CPU temps, but did bring down the GPU, but only by like 2 degrees. Now, playing games for a few hours with cooler boost off, CPU temperatures did reach like 95 degrees, which caused some thermal throttling, but with cooler boost on, it kept an average of around 89 degrees, and the GPU stayed around 73 to 74 degrees. And those fans at idle are pretty much silent. They do spin up from time to time while doing absolutely nothing, which is still pretty quiet, but when fully cranked, they're fairly loud. Word to the wise, don't hit that turbo button unless you're alone. Unless you're not alone but want to be. Playing on higher ultra settings in all my favorite games was like taking a walk in the park while wearing a sundress with no ginch. Just fantastic frame rates. And even with ray tracing enabled and set to high in Battlefield 5, I was still hitting above 60 FPS. And then with G-Sync and 144 Hz display with a 3 millisecond response time, yeah, I really enjoyed gaming on the Triton 500. Look, the build quality is solid, the display is awesome, and gaming performance is through the roof for a slim and light. Do I recommend it? Yes and no. Yes, because of the gaming performance and display. No, because part swapping would be a massive pain in the ass. If you're comfortable with almost completely disassembling a laptop, or maybe never plan on upgrading or swapping out anything in the future, go for it. Otherwise, I'd recommend taking a peek at the Lenovo Legion Y740 with the RTX 2070. You'll get slightly less gaming performance, and I do mean only slightly, but you get the same super fast display, and you can easily swap out or upgrade everything that you can't on the Triton 500. Oh, and you'll save about $900 in the process too. So let me know what you do. Like, would you sacrifice easy user upgradability for maximum performance, or would you sacrifice a wee bit of performance for extended life through easy upgradability? Drop me a comment and let me know. Well, that does it for this one. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, show me some love at that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more. But thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Cheers.